Well, the election result is also having an impact at Holyrood. Our political correspondent Glenn Campbell is there for us this evening. Glenn.
Jackie, the Scottish Cabinet met for the first time since the general election today, and it discussed what impact the hung Parliament might have on Brexit, if not what the election outcome might mean for the prospects of a second independence referendum. We're also seeing changes to the Conservative group here at Holyrood because of their election success, with the first of 3 replacement MSPs being sworn into office today.
To Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, her heirs and successors according to law.
Rachel Hamilton won the Ettrick, Roxburgh and Berwickshire by-election. She's one of 3 Holyrood Conservatives replacing party colleagues who've quit to take up seats at Westminster. The Scottish Cabinet considered the impact of the UK general election on Brexit when it met today, but there was, we're told, no specific discussion about how it might affect a second independence referendum.
Nicola Sturgeon said she was going to reflect on this result, but I think, the man in the street can tell that this was a rejection of the SNP. They lost 21 seats across Scotland. I think it's astonishing that they didn't speak about independence and shelving IndyRef 2, because that's what the country wants to hear.
Why weren't you discussing independence at Cabinet today, Minister?
Concentrating the day job.
The day job the Economy Secretary Keith Brown refers to is exactly what the SNP's rivals say they've been neglecting. The SNP accepts that the independence referendum was a factor in the loss of 21 MPs, including the party's Westminster leader, who was defeated in Murray. The MSP for that area says IndyRef 2 and the SNP's pro-EU stance cost votes locally, and he says lessons must be learned.
What I would say is, yes, we absolutely have to reflect on the message we were getting in terms of the timing of the independence referendum. For me, that should be about circumstances, not a strict timetable. And perhaps some people were saying to us that come hell or high water, we were going to have another independence referendum. Now, that wasn't our position, but that's the impression that people were taking from what we were saying.
Since March, the SNP's been running a website seeking support for a second referendum. It was collecting donations to fund a future Yes campaign, but that function has now been disabled.
Now, the SNP say that the money raised so far will be kept aside for any future referendum campaign, although I've no idea what happens to all of that cash if there is no second referendum. Opposition parties here at Holyrood will try and force that issue tomorrow during an economy debate. They'll demand that the SNP park the question of independence and a second referendum. I'm not sure that the government will concede that tomorrow. Officially, Nicola Sturgeon's period of reflection following the election continues. She may also want to take into account the views of her MSPs. The SNP's group here at Holyrood is due to meet tomorrow.
Glenn, thank you very much.